Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back for another review video for The Flash Season 2, Episode 22, entitled Invincible. So, wow guys, what a good episode. I mean, this wasn't just a good episode. I mean, this was a really great episode. I really enjoyed this one overall. I really felt that it was much better than last week's episode, which was a disappointment to me because it was directed by Kevin Smith. So it was a little bit of a disappointment to me last week. Where this week they come back full force with a lot of action, some great story moments in there. Zoom was powerful again. We had a lot of metahumans running around. So yeah, everybody was excellent in this. I thought this was a fantastic episode. Um, I did have a lot of positives, and I did have a few negatives here and there, but it was mainly all positives. But I have to talk about my first big positive, and that is like the end of this episode, and that was Henry getting killed. I know it sounds weird that I'm saying that Henry getting killed was a positive, but what I mean is Henry, the way the acting was and the way Barry was acting, uh, that was a powerful moment, a powerful scene with Barry and his father there, about to be killed by Zoom. I mean, it was really powerful, really emotional, very sad. Now that he has had two of his parents now taken away by speedsters, by Reverse Flash, and now Zoom. Insane the amount of emotion that Barry must be feeling to see that happen twice in his life. It's just unbelievable. But very, very powerful moment. I thought that was a great scene overall. Again, with Zoom was another positive. I really felt that he was very, very strong again in this episode. Teddy Sears, seeing him without the Zoom mask on, him acting, I mean, he was great. The actor Teddy Sears is doing a fantastic job as Zoom. And then again with the mask on, I mean, it's really good stuff. I really thought that shot of him at the beginning, where you see him looking over the city and you see the Flash going throughout the city and him watching that shot of him from behind. I thought that was just a great shot overall. Really, really powerful stuff. And I keep thinking that Zoom is such a strong character this season. He's so strong. I really hate to see him just die and then be gone. I really hope that somehow they, banish him out or capture him, or think that maybe they killed him, or maybe he's not dead. I mean, maybe he'll come back again eventually, because I mean he's such a strong character. I just hate to lose him. He's kind of like the Deathstroke character on Arrow that was really, really strong a few seasons back. So he's just one of those strong characters that you just hate to lose. But it's going to be hard to actually, keep him around or capture him or whatever, because he is so powerful. But it should be interesting to see what they come up with to maybe get rid of his speed or something. Maybe that could happen. I mean, yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens. But he's such a good character. Another big positive was the beginning, again, with the metahumans flying around, and just all that craziness going on. I mean, I was like, whoa, what is happening? It caught me off guard a little bit, but I thought it was a really good scene with all those metahumans. I thought was really cool. I really, really liked seeing Barry being so confident in this episode as well. I mean, we've seen the last 2 years or so him basically doubting himself, not knowing if he can do this, not knowing if he could beat this superpower person, this metahuman or whatever. We've seen him doubting himself constantly, going to Joe, going to his father, going to Iris, and doubting himself. And now when he was in the Speed Force and he's come back, it's like he's seen, the light. It's like he's seen like God or something. And that's what it's almost like it is for him. Like he does not doubt himself anymore. And you can see that he is so confident. And I really like seeing that now. Finally, like he feels like, I'm going to beat Zoom. There's no problem here. We got this, guys. Come on, let's do it. And everyone else is like, wow, what is with him? But I really, really like it. I really like seeing him very confident. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens now that he has noticed his father getting killed. What is that going to do to that confidence now that he has seen that? I mean, and also he's revealed himself to Wally. I mean, he showed Wally that he is the Flash. I mean, he was right there standing. I mean, it was just like, what is that going to be now? It should be interesting to see what the final finale episode next week is going to be. Now with Barry witnessing his father's death, and what the outcome is going to be of that. What's that going to do to the confidence now? Because he was super confident in this. I really liked it. I hope he continues to be confident going forward, though. I thought Cisco was a big positive again. Last week he was very good in that episode. It wasn't as great, and this episode again he was really strong again. I really liked it. He is getting more powerful as the episodes goes on as well. Now he actually was able to put out his hand and actually repel Black Siren in that one scene, and he didn't even know how he did it. It was just like, well, you know, there it was. It's just like he has these powers. He just needs to train and learn how to use them properly. But he's actually vibing into the future now. We actually seen that they fit the pieces together at the end. That he is actually seeing the future of Earth 2, the destruction of Earth 2. I mean, I guess that's going to be next season, I guess. I mean, but it's really fascinating of him, just seeing him evolve into this super powerful metahuman. I mean, he's got powers. He can see into the future, into the past. He can see other things. I mean, really powerful, really cool metahuman powers. But Cisco was awesome in this again. I mentioned Black Siren, Katie Cassidy. I was not the biggest fan of the Laurel Black Canary version of her on Arrow. I liked her as the lawyer part, and Katie Cassidy is a great actress. I like Katie Cassidy a lot. I just didn't really care much for her just all of a sudden jumping into the Black Canary role. It just didn't really make much sense and it didn't fit. But the Black Siren character, I thought was excellent. I thought she was great. I thought she was badass. She was confident. She was a true villain. I really like seeing her as the Black Siren, and they captured her at the end. So it should be interesting to see what happens with that. Like maybe something could happen with Black Siren. Maybe they can try to convert her onto the good side. Maybe. I mean, that would be really cool if they could try to do that, because I'm liking the Black Siren character a lot more than I like the actual Black Canary, Laurel Lance. So I mean, that should be interesting to see where they go with that as well. But I liked her very much. I thought she was really good in this episode. Really strong. I also liked Jesse a lot in this episode. I thought she was really good. And I liked Wally. I liked Wally again. I thought he had some really good scenes. There was a couple weird moments going on there with him, but overall I thought they were pretty good in this episode. It's going to be interesting to find out which one of these two are going to get their powers first. If I had to pick, I'm going to pick Jessie, because she was like injected with that V9 like a few episodes back, and now she was hit with the dark matter, and it's like she's getting tested. It's like she's thinking that maybe something is up with her, or maybe she wants to be powerful. I don't know. But I think she's the one that's going to get the powers first, and then Wally after that. But yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens. I mean, maybe the finale, maybe we'll see a pinch of that. Like maybe somebody's going to get their powers, and maybe that's going to head into the next season. Should be kind of cool. I mean, I have to believe that both of them will get their powers eventually. I did have a few negatives here or there that were small negatives. They weren't that big a deal to me, though. But the one negative that just stood out to me was the ending, where the Flash and Joe are talking to the police chief. And all of a sudden he's like, "Where's Alan?" And then the Flash zooms away, and then in comes Barry. And it's just like, the Flash was standing right here. I mean, he was like right next to you. And somehow you could not tell that was Barry Allen? I mean, I thought that was a little bit unbelievable. I was like, come on, dude. I mean, you can see that that's Barry Allen, under that mask. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, he wasn't like vibrating his face or masking his voice or anything. It was just like, come on. So, I mean, that was a little bit unbelievable, a little bit of a, just a terrible moment right there. One of the other negatives that I had was I also thought that the CGI in this was a little bit video gamey, especially when he was trying to save Dr. McGee in that building, and it just looked weird and rubbery and just didn't look very realistic. I mean, I think when they have to show faces and maybe like an actual body, it just doesn't really work out very well. But when they showed Zoom all in black and everything a few episodes back, it looked fantastic. So I mean, it's just, the faces and just the weird body movements sometimes just doesn't really work very well. But that, that was a small negative. Um, I also thought another nitpick, small negative, was I thought it was a little bit unbelievable that Wally used his car to save Barry with from Black Siren. He just like maneuvered it right in there and just whacked Black Siren out of the way with his car. It was just like you could probably hear that coming a mile away. I mean, he has a muscle car. It's just like, come on, dude. You could have probably heard that down the road like a mile. Um, I mean, it's also like, I mean, how did he know where they were? I mean, I know he had like a police scanner, but I don't know. The whole thing of him just coming in and saving Barry was just, I don't know, just a little unbelievable, a little hokey. But overall, not that big a deal. I didn't mind it overall. But yeah, guys, I thought this was a great episode to really set up the actual finale next week. We're down to one more episode, guys. Can't wait. This has been a long season. It's like 23 episodes, so little fatigue at the end, but overall, this has been a great season, and I can't wait for the finale next week. But that's going to do it for me for this week, guys. If there's anything that I missed that you guys really liked about this episode, or anything you really didn't like about it, please write in the comments below. But that will do it for me for this week. I will see you guys next week. Until then, take it easy.